What's up, y'all? So this always happens after I finish recording a video. I always hear something else that I left out or that I want to add. So hey, it is what it is. So you know how maybe you have children who like to write, or teens who like to write, right? They're writers, they're poets, they're artists of some kind. Make sure you invest in that. You invest in that, right? Don't make them feel like, that's not going to get them anywhere. Allow this child to express themselves however they uniquely, express themselves, right? So that's one thing. Another thing, it's a beautiful thing. Once again, talking about art, it's a beautiful thing to allow your child to, I guess, go into dance or go into, basketball or, football. But specifically, let me tackle basketball, football, right? These type of sports here. If you're going to allow them to do that, once again, you need to be mindful that you're giving them the background information, that you're giving them historic information, that you're giving them spiritual knowledge and conscious, information regarding these sports, right? And its roots and origins, right? Make sure you give them a clear perception of what exactly they're saying that they want to get into, and that, it goes beyond them just the game, right? And still encourage them to invest in things, once again, that are going to take them far. Also, things like swimming, there should not be too many children or, a lot of indigenous or Latino, melanated, whatever, children who do not know how to swim. That is problematic. So investing in swimming lessons for your children and teens, right? Yes, big thing, even you yourself. Another thing, martial arts, those type of things. You get where I'm going with this? Boxing, whatever, anything that is going to put, that's going to create advantages for that child. Because I was going to say advantageous, and yeah, whatever. Anything that's going to, add to that child's higher self, and, add to that child's ability to be self-sufficient, right? These are the type of things that we want to invest in, that we want to seek out, in our communities or create for our communities, right? So investing in, that artistic nature of the child, whatever form of expression that they have, because we do not want to subconsciously, we don't want to subconsciously support that narrative that silences children, or silences teens, or silences a person's voice, right? Or put them in an energy of feeling, defenseless, like, or making them feel, like they cannot defend themselves or rightfully speak up for themselves, because that's how we create, situations where things happen to children and they don't speak about it, they keep it to themselves, right? We don't want to create those, we don't want to keep creating those those type of, environments, or those type of manifestations, right? So that's a big thing. We want to make sure the children feel heard, however, way they express themselves. If they want to communicate something, anything, through poetry, let them do that. If they want to share it with you, they're willing to share it with you, listen to them. Allow them to do that. If they want to share their art with you, listen to them. Make sure that your feedback, is constructive. Make sure, you embrace this about them, that they're expressing themselves in whatever way unique or feels fitting for them. Making sure you're positively, or righteously responding to this, right? And like I said, other things, to intensify their protection, so that if any opportunity reveal itself, they'll be able to defend themselves. If they're alone and they have to defend themselves, teaching them these things, right? Like self-defense and stuff like that, so that they'll have a better, like I was saying, so that they'll have a better opportunity and more tools and skills to be able to properly defend themselves given whatever situation, right? Instead of being more so an energy of damsel, or more so of an energy of hopeless and helpless, right? Teaching them specific things that they could do And it's not even all about just fighting, but there's a way to fight, you know, that could be psychological. So making sure that we instill these type of things in the generations to come, right? And ground these things within them, and make sure we're not conduits of suppressing their strength. All right, let's not do that anymore. But let's build upon who they are, you know, the good things, right? Those things that are of necessity. Let's, you know, build upon those things, right? And of course, the greatest way to do that, you know, is to lead by example, for sure. But whether, you know, there's going to be some people who are not, you know, physically, you know, able. Like I said, you can seek out other teachers and stuff like that who could do that. Who could it's like, you know how it says, how people say it takes a village to raise a child. You know, utilizing that option, and people that you find trustworthy, that child finds trustworthy as well. You have to be able to pay attention to emotional behavioral cues, right? There's going to be children, you know, that's going to openly express that they don't feel comfortable with a particular person or adult. You have to know, you have to listen to that child. You know, don't question them, right? Defend them. There's going to be some kids, you know, who, because every child is unique. You don't know. People study children, and people do all type of tactics and fear strategies and stuff to keep children silent, to the abuse or to whatever harm that they're inflicting upon them. So being able to understand the depths of that, once again, understanding that child, or just understanding how the art of war works, how people operate, right? Having that experience and being exposed to these things. You know, you have to take these movies and these TV shows and these games and whatever creative expressions, you have to take them more seriously than not, right? These people get these ideas from somewhere, right? These are manifestations of something that someone saw or foresaw, right? We have to take these things, you know, we have to, you know, stop looking at things like it's just solely entertainment, because that is not the case. Most of the time, it's not the case. It's deeper than that. So yeah, I just wanted to say that, and trying to make sure I don't leave anything out. So I just left family members home, because I always make my my visits to my little cousins, because they're very brilliant. They're some star-seed children. And listen to their dreams. You'll be surprised at how intellectual and how fierce and strong these children really are. Even small kids that's like, you know, 3-4 years old. Listen to them. Allow them, you know, but help guide and shape, right? Use those opportunities as a teaching moment, right? Help them to understand that, no, it's not just a regular nightmare. No, it's deeper than that. Teach them about symbolism of dreams. Teach them. These are all teaching moments presented to you. You're not supposed to just dismiss them. Don't dismiss your child. Don't dismiss these teens. Do not dismiss them whenever they come and they're willing to express and be open to you. Listen. Allow them to communicate. Do not shun them for communicating to you. Whatever it is, however it is. Do not shun them from doing that. My other little cousin, he's older. He was talking to me about this game that he plays. Be mindful of these games, these video games, because programming, people add programming, or they try to incorporate programming in a lot of these things, right? We have to be mindful. We have to be very mindful and be conscious of what, you know, the games that our children are into. And if you're going to allow them to play these games, you need to make sure you understand the game before you even just let them get the game. You need to make sure you understand the game. Or if they come and they want to share with you the story of the game, listen to the way that they're perceiving this. Listen to their ask them about their perception. Ask them, you know, are they able to discern what they're speaking about? The messages and the symbolism of the game. Guide them in that discernment. Guide them. Teach them. These are teaching moments. So yeah. If they want to come to you and they want to talk to you about things that are not truly relevant, it's not essential to their growth or nor anyone else. Right? Once again, help guide them or redirect them or not in a way that, not towards something you want them to do solely. No, things that they already are able to do, things that you have observed that they naturally are good at, or that they naturally do something else that they love that is essential. Redirect them to that and break it down so that they understand why these things, you know, are essential, right? these things that are infinite, these things that are relevant and meaningful, right? Help them understand, and whatever business approaches or ideas that they have, just just help guide it in a more divine, or like I said, an essential way, right? Start a YouTube channel, right? My little cousin wants to start a YouTube channel. Kids can tend to be impressionable sometimes, right? Because of the energy that's associated with these things that they're exposed to. So he mentioned to me about this trend, of people. It kind of puts you in the mind of it's like a POV type of thing. It's like basically it's not anything that's really helpful to a people, or to themselves. Don't get me wrong, entertainment, we need, there's a time and a place for entertainment, yes. Yeah, laughter is one of the greatest medicines. But even in that, you need to guide your children in what is like righteously comical, and things that are not actually funny, that these programs try to program us into being desensitized about, right? So shaping, right? Shaping what they present to us, these things, these interests that they have. It's a big thing. But yeah, he's only like 10, 11, and he knows how to swim very well, above and underwater. So, you get the picture? And, breaking this down with him, I told him, well, with your YouTube channel, there's many kids, swimming is an essential thing, an essential skill. You can set up a camera or whatever, and you can do swimming lessons on your YouTube channel. He used to have this thing where he would like to identify trees, right? Plants and stuff like that. So, reigniting and reawakening these things that are already, encrypted in their DNA or in their spiritual makeup, right? And shaping that. You can teach other kids, you can teach other people, you can do this on your YouTube channel. So encouraging those things, that are, essential, right, that are of necessity. Martial arts is not just for boys. It's good for girls to learn martial arts as well. But I'm going to leave this here. I love you guys. This is the Authentic Empress, and I'll catch you on the next video. Peace.